Hey, what it do, everybody? Man, I was on TikTok and I was listening to a brother, and he had brung on some pastors, reverends, deacons, whatever their position was in the church, but it seemed like they had a lot of clout, and they were promoting why they was going to endorse Donald Trump. And the brother, he was a Trump supporter. I don't support Trump or Biden, or Democrats or the Republicans. I would support truth. So I'm listening to these pastors and they going through these particular topics and just saying, well, this is why they support Trump. My thing is, you can support those topics without supporting Trump. Don't try to make those topics the ends to the means, and like only Trump and the Republican Party is the one that supports certain topics, like being anti-abortionist. A few things that they spoke on. My thing is that if we haven't learned anything, we're never going to learn nothing. One thing for sure, a lot of people, they marginalize what Trump has done in his presidency, and they point out these particular aspects, but they never give you the big picture. And when you don't get the big picture, you don't know what's really going on, so you can make a reasonable, rational, analysis of the situation. So they say, well, Trump did this and that, and, had the economy and let people out of jail and all that. Okay, he did those things, maybe. I don't know. I know he let a few people out of jail, but the thing about the economy and employment, I ain't drinking that juice. And that's what this live is about. People drinking that Trump juice. See what I'm saying? Most people that support Donald Trump, they are a part of a cult-like following. They don't even know anything. They just say, you know what? That's our man. He represents woo, 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 woo. And most of them is Europeans. But what they have been doing is they have been convincing so-called blacks that this is the way. I'm not saying, denounce the Republican Party and promote the Democrat Party. But I am saying, man, you got to be careful when you get in the bed with Donald Trump. He's a slickster. He's a con man. He's a liar. He's a manipulator. He's a womanizer, amongst many other things. So I'm making this live because I want someone to tell me why should so-called blacks support Donald Trump. And on the flip side, tell me why so-called blacks should support Joe Biden. My thing is that neither one of these devils had the best interest of no so-called black person in the United States in the best interest. But all they do is politics. Hypocrites, spitting venom of the serpent men, reptilians, take your pick, Democrats or Republicans, they think they slick. We've been tricked. We're voting on the same people, children who actually kidnapped our people, enslaved our people, and refused to give us reparations. That's on the Democrats and the Republican side. And you can't overlook these type of things because this is the reality of the so-called black experience here in the United States. Every day our people is suffering. We're behind the 8 ball. We're being marginalized. And you know why? Because white supremacy is still the order of the day. And within the Republican Party, it's the frontline activity, white supremacy. So no so-called black, I don't care how intelligent you are, can convince me to support the Republicans. See what I'm saying? I'm not a supporter of the Democrats either, but you most definitely not going to get me to sit down and, like my other minister said, drink coffee with them. See what I'm saying? And make some type of so-called alliances, rubbing the elbows with people that can't stand you in reality. But you know what? Because of politics, they will deceive you and trick you. Like a lot of people think that the Democrat Party is really pro-LGBT. Man, that junk, man, that is straight politics. They want those people votes. They know that the people in that community got a lot of money and they're willing to support their cause. And that's why they support them. And that's why they sexualizing our children. That's why they having certain type of activities go on in the public schools. I wish that so-called blacks can and had the opportunity to extract our children out of the public school system. The public school system has failed our children miserably. You see what they said about critical race theory. They don't want to teach the truth about the behavior of savage, so-called European whites, but they will allow activities of a particular group of people to go in the public schools, shake their butts, tell children little stories and things like that nature, and promote their lifestyle. Where they do that at? Right here in the United States, amongst the United Snakes of America. Back to Mr. Trump, Donald J. Trump. He's a shyster. He's a liar. He's a thief. And if you think anything different, that's on you. You got to do your homework. We can't keep on listening to the media, because the media, maybe Fox, CNN, NBC, ABC, they got angles and they promote, and what they do is download misinformation on our minds. And how they do it? They do it with a great form of sorcery. They take truth and falsehood and mix it up, and then they serve it to us. A lot of people can't pick the falsehood out of the truth. So they be like, oh yeah, all of it's right. Nah, all of it ain't right, man. We got to study and do our own research and homework to do what's best for us and our children. Because we know that they don't got the best interests of us or our children in hand or in mind. And it's evidence. And I'm not saying this because I'm against so-called whites or against anybody or anything. I'm against falsehood. I'm against law. I'm against racism. That's for sure. I'm against lies. I'm against, the indoctrination of false ideas that help to keep the people destabilized and separated and, just oppose one another because of the lies of a certain group of people, foreparents. The people that believe in these lies of their foreparents, they must seek out truth. They must seek out love. And accept the bitter pill. Your people lied. Your foreparents lied. You didn't lie unless you continue to support the lie of so-called white supremacy. That's a lie. A lot of the things that we believe here in the United States is lies. A lot of people don't understand what took place during the development of this country once so-called blacks were liberated by Abraham Lincoln. They never say we were free. We was allegedly liberated. Abraham Lincoln was the liberator. So when so-called blacks got liberated, what they did was put in quickly, they killed Lincoln, put Johnson in there, and then Johnson took and turned everything around that Lincoln was standing for, and then came the Jim Crow's law. And when the Jim Crow law came, this is the government again. They try to make it seem like, oh, it's the people in the South. It's the government. And it always been the government. The government is the culprits that was behind slavery, segregation, miseducation, marginalization, redlining, gerrymandering, the black codes, all that stuff. It was a part of government operation, may have been on a mass scale or local. It was always government. And we got to realize that the governments of this country do not mean so-called melanated, so-called black people any good. Only thing they want to do is keep on rocking us to sleep, keep on lying to us, have us to keep on telling our children about these fairy tales and these lies of their foreparents, Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, and all that. They don't want us to tell the truth, because when we start telling the truth, oh, that's critical race theory. See what I'm saying? We got to get beyond that, because if we don't get beyond that, what's going to happen is we're going to become enslaved for 400 more years. There is a awakening process that's on the planet, a frequency, and it's open to everybody. You just got to come with your heart open. You just got to come with truth. You just got to come and accept the bitter pill of the falsehood that we have been put in a trick bag and say, you know what, they got me once, but they won't get me again. But if we keep on going along with the program, listen to that, the program, because that's what it's all about. We've been programmed against since we was youth. Only thing you got to do is look back when you was in junior high school. When we go to school and we seen people from other neighborhoods, we was already in a tribal state of mind to be against them. Them was our brothers and sisters. We've been fighting our brothers and sisters all our lives. In the process, as we fighting them, we fighting ourselves. We going hood to hood. That's how we gonna ride on that hood, this hood, and that hood, and that hood. We killing people, children. We killing people, brothers and sisters. We killing, people, mothers and fathers. We selling drugs to them. People gonna say, well, the white man did it. White man did this. Sure, the so-called white man set the stage, but we was the participants. We signed it up for the roles. We put the masks on, and we went out there and became those characters and turned our communities upside down. And we, the people that turned it upside down, got to turn the right side up, because the European nation, they never going to come to try to set the record straight or set these conditions properly. Our people must do it. I spoke on this before. And the thing is that we can do it right now, but so many of our so-called people that have become financially, elevated, they got the minds of the Europeans. Oh man, don't go around there. They like crabs in the barrel, and all these cliches and these negativities. These people that got that bread, they not opening up no schools. They not opening no grocery stores. They not doing anything to, exalt the black community, so-called black community. Yet, we the ones that support them by going to their movies, buying their records, supporting everything that they do, but they don't give back the way that they could. One person probably can't do it, but they got to come together within themselves and say, we got to just make some changes. But until they get a leader within that high echelon group that got a mind that has been freed from the matrix, to negotiate with them, to open up these schools, to make jobs and things of that nature, we ain't gonna never get nowhere, because we can't do it on by ourselves. Only one thing that I know is that the conclusion that I came to, each individual got to do what's best for themselves. And when you do what's best for yourself, you're gonna do what's best for those people in your immediate cycle, your family, your friends, so forth and so on. It's just gonna be automatic. So if you're out here and you're being selfish, you're out there selling drugs, using drugs, being an alcoholic and things of that nature. I'm not saying don't drink, but what I'm saying is do the best thing to set a good example for those that's coming after you. You can't tell your children to don't smoke, don't drink, don't hustle, and you doing it right in front of their faces. That's hypocrisy. Hey, don't do what I do, do what I say. That is some BS, bullshiznick. See what I'm saying? And we got to stop that, man. We got to become demonstrators and stop just, because the mouth will say anything, but your actions and your deeds are the revelations manifested by your demonstration. Ladies and gentlemen, man, that's all I got for today, man. I'm just like, I started this thing off on Trump and how that our people are being convinced to move over to the Republican Party. We need an independent party. The Republicans and the Democrats have failed us. The Republicans and the Democrats had created this $34 trillion deficit. If me or you would have went out there and got in debt that much, we'd be in jail. They criminals. And we're going to still go to the polls and vote for these criminals? No, we need a new way. We need a new leader, a new party. I don't know how to make it happen or how it's going to come about, but I'm going to keep on pushing it, because what's going on now, it's just going around and around in the circle, and the rich keep getting rich and the poor keep getting poor. Man, I bring you this message in love, and I leave you this message in truth. Oneness, man.